all, viewers want to know why the title of your podcast, A Coffee No Cream.
Well, first of all, the podcast is Coffee No Cream, but my name is Erin Braxton. The title, it's just what you think. It's Coffee No Cream for Black women and Black women only. And I have had a lot of experiences in my lengthy career. And as a Black woman, as one of the only Black women in many spaces all the time. And we deal with a lot of microaggressions and just things that if we try to talk about it, nobody really wants to hear it. Nobody's really listening. It angers us. It stresses us out. It makes us physically ill. So I wanted to start a podcast that is unapologetically dedicated to Black women, where we can discuss some of the challenges and things that happen to us in the workplace and in life. And we call those things coffee no cream moments. So I have guests on and we talk about things that happen to us just because we're Black. So one of the ones that happened to me that I talk about in my very first episode 1, is when one of my clients' husbands, retired post office worker, no clue what I do. And by the way, I am my business. I'm a web developer and web designer. So I have a business called The Rebel Geek, and that's what I do.
That part. Did y'all hear that? That part.
And
highly qualified.
The husband, they're big red people from a red state. And, I was dealing with some challenges, literally saved these people from ruin during COVID. But in an effort to try to save him money monthly and reduce his monthly costs, I was trying to present to him a new retainer. And he told me that he felt like he was paying Lexus prices, but getting a Toyota. So I was, I wasn't surprised.
You're taken aback. It is offensive. You are offensive to me as a professional. You are offensive, sir.
Very offensive.
You think I'm just supposed to act like it didn't happen? Y'all see? Do you see now? Do y'all feel what we're going for? Okay?
Yeah.
This is why I hit subscribe.
So immediately started backpedaling. But I have like so many of those types of stories along the way. I'm a woman of a particular age, and I just wanted to share them. And I wanted other women to be able to share them, Black women, in a safe space where we can talk about it, and not to bitch or moan about, can I say that? About white people or
you
other
deserve
people.
To be able to say that. But
also just a place so we can figure out how to handle it best. How do we deal with it the most? For me, it's I've had physical stress symptoms, all the things that come with us living the life as a Black woman. So that's the point of the podcast. So yeah, hopefully that explains.
Honey, you've given us nuggets to chew on, okay? And sometimes the reality that we all need to begin to swallow, that the amount of stress that a Black woman experiences in the workplace, and frankly, in the world, as we go about life, our Black lives, being a woman and a Black woman in this world is stressful.
Very.
To the point that it affects your health.
Very.
That is real and it is raw. And that is why, friends, I invite you to join in, lean into this conversation. If you are yourself a Black woman, or if you are a person that loves a Black woman or two, right? Lean into this for their sake. And y'all, thank you for rocking and riding with us. Coffee No Cream, are you able to see all the friends in the chat?
Yes.
And some of the comments that I am putting up on the screen?
Yes.
Y'all, I am so, y'all excuse me, I'm kind of fanning out because y'all, these are the things that we really need to do in YouTube, okay? On these YouTube streets, y'all. We need to put good content out because there's a lot of AI trash out there. And then there's a lot of other trash out there that ain't nobody got time for that. We've got real issues going on. And so I'm going to continue to put up things in the chat, but we are going to let Coffee No Cream. This is your day, sister friend. Please share out because I want so many friends. If you are not connected to Coffee No Cream, the link is being dropped repeatedly through the chat. Thanks to my moderators, Gemini Diva 79, and I also see Fire with Dr. Ninja Turtle. Thank you for moderating the chat for us. And if there's any sign of foolishness, let them disappear. Let them disappear, because we don't have time for that. I love the title. I actually titled this, but you said it as well, being unapologetically Black, because I experienced a woman telling me that in the workplace. She introduced herself on a Zoom when the world was locked down, and she said, "I am unapologetically a white woman." And I said, "Well, I'll be doggone." Well, there you have it, because you are exactly what I suspected, because she meant that, and I believe she meant that.
But why? What I don't even understand what was
the backstory. The backstory is too long for this venue, but she was my coworker now. And no, she wasn't. She wasn't my coworker, because she and I were not. I was on a higher level in the organization than she was. So she was, but we worked in the same division. How about that? And so, but we're not on the same pay step. Okay, just to be real with you. And so we ended up in a small group session that was designed to be DEI. And instead, it became Kendi K having to show up and lead the group. I can't just be a silent watcher with my camera like this. Why can't I just be that? All you wanted me for was my smile anyway, right?
Right.
But yeah, they want me to conversate. You want me to react to what the folks are saying. That is not my ministry. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to do just what they're doing, sit with their cameras off. But yeah, so she told me straight out the gate that she was unapologetically a white woman.
With her camera off, though.
With her camera off.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so weird.
Yeah. Weirdness. That's a good word for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or and whiteness. It's whiteness is what it is.
I see a comment asking if we are for both genders. No, unfortunately. And yes, we know our African-American brothers face a whole huge bunch of challenges, but the podcast is specifically for Black women. And of course, some of the topics that we talk about are completely relatable by Black men as well, and other ethnicities and all sorts of people, maybe even white people. But the podcast is dedicated to Black women, just because I feel like we definitely have some unique challenges that we face, being not only African American, but also women, or Black and women, uniquely, us challenges. Yeah. I myself have had some, and to be quite honest, I never really was into like, oh, I have to be concerned about being a woman or whatever. It was always me, Black first. Black first was my primary concern until I experienced sexism in some environment in my past. So yeah, there are some definite differences. And the older I get, I really see them. And it's just something that I want women to be able to talk about freely and safely. So
thank you for the clarification. And when she says the Coffee No Cream podcast is just for Black women, she centers the conversations about and for Black women. She's talking about her podcast, her YouTube podcast that she also streams to many other venues. So would you share and say a quick greeting to your other streams that might be watching this, however they're accessing this stream today?
Yeah.
Share that out so that folks can know how to reach you beyond the YouTube streets.
I'm at Coffee No Cream Live across everything, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook. I don't have a channel. We do have a private Facebook group, Coffee No Cream, our community. And on YouTube, we are at Coffee No Cream Live.
Okay, so we've got some of those formalities out of the way. We have another Coffee No Cream, this time with an E. And yes, she is with you too, sister. This is another one of our sister friends that is looking for you. Y'all, I've been talking about this for a couple of days in these YouTube streets. So glad to see so many joining this stream today.
Yeah.
We need this for sure. I needed it. I needed someone to affirm what I am experiencing. And it's just toxic because it is toxic. It is
Very.
what it is. And the first thing you have to do is name it. Okay. This is rooted in whiteness, rooted in discrimination, rooted in a whole bunch of foolishness, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I have to deal with it on a daily basis. I was so glad I had a day off. I was off Friday and then intentionally took off today. And because it's summer and because ain't nobody got time to be stressed out in the summer, right? I want to be free to be me because I too, you just mentioned it, sister. You said you're a woman of a particular age as well, y'all. And enough is enough. I plan to live. I will be turning 50 this fall, friends. Yes, 50 this fall. And what I will do starting now, I'm not even waiting for 50 for this. I am going to be me. I'm going to be free to be me.
Well, it's amazing how the older we get, we just, that's what just naturally happens. I don't know. Maybe it's 50. It doesn't have to be 50 for you. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
49 for me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, you just care less and you just want to do, you just do what you need to do for you. Right. Yeah. So that's the way I'm living. So, and it's so timely because, I've been self-employed since 2007. And even as recently as a year ago, I'm hesitant to say certain things because, I have certain clients and things like that. I don't care anymore. I don't care. Yeah. So you just have to be able to live your truth.
Absolutely. And y'all, I've been working towards these moments here where Kendra K is going to be free to be me. I'm talking about in the workplace and at home as I go abroad. All of the things are the things. I'm going to be unapologetically me.
Where are you going? Where's abroad? Where are you going?
Well, I went to Greece last September, and I've got for the birthday month, I've got Hawaii scheduled, so it's still United States. And then next spring, it is, I've got a cruise to Belize as part of the birthday month. Girl,
yeah,
it's going to be birthday month all month.
Yeah, my big 5-0 was last year, and I went to I did the epic girls trip to Thailand and Vietnam, and it was wonderful. It was wonderful. It was great, and I've been on a traveling journey for the last 3 or 4 years, and I'm sitting down. I did just get back from Mexico about a month ago for a 50th birthday party, but it was a crazy girls trip. It was like, okay, I've never been on that kind of trip, but we did have a really good time. But yeah, I highly recommend travel as much as you can. Just go.
Yeah, when I went to Greece, and it was me and another friend, the three of us were island hopping. We started in Santorini and then to Mykonos and then ended in Athens. And I needed that. It was my first international trip since before COVID. Right. Remember when the world was shut down? My passport expired during that time. And I didn't worry about it because we're in a pandemic. Right. And so then I don't know. My friend said, "Why are you not going to Greece with us?" And I said, "I don't know." So I got me an expedited passport. I sure did. I zoomed across the bridge to Portland and went over there and did everything in one fell swoop. And I told her, I said, now, if this passport comes back, because it's new to you in the mail, friends, if this passport arrives in time, I'm going to Greece. And once I made it to New York, which is where I was going to switch planes from Seattle to New York, and then switch planes from New York to Athens, Greece, y'all, it was in New York where I said, I'm back, baby, I'm back. and I want to see the rest of the world. I
Oh
knew it,
yeah.
I felt it, and that's what I want to spend 50 and beyond doing, is seeing the rest
Absolutely.
of the world.
Absolutely. I think that is the best gift you can give to yourself. I feel like all I want is my home to be beautiful and to travel. That's what I want, you know?
Yes.
Um, I don't I don't care about certain things personally. This is just me. Like, I used to be that girl, but I don't care about all the designer handbags and all the things. I want to travel. I want to travel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Whoever visits me soon, I don't know. I'm thinking about doing a YouTube yard sale on YouTube, though, version of that, or a real couple of yard sales. I'm trying to do, because y'all, I've got a closet full of designer handbags
Mhm.
in dust
Mhm.
bags, right?
Mhm.
Candy K, y'all, we in a different time, day and time now. Candy K keeps her real money on a person, because ain't nobody got time for that either. So I'm y'all, all I need is a leather bag that's gonna age just like me, right? Gets better and better with age. So I only need one or two. I don't need a whole top shelf in the closet full of them in dust
Yeah.
bags that I haven't pulled out in years.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, I'm like you, and I've said those same things. And so, sister, I love your energy,
Yeah.
and I am feeling it, and I felt it as I was watching watching your channel, I should say. And I said, "Oh my goodness!" To the point, I said, "Okay, I must reach out and get Miss Aaron and Coffee No Cream. I've got to have them sit down with us for
Yeah.
coffee conversations." By the way, I am sipping on that good old H2O.
Me
You
as
have,
well.
what do
Me
you
as
have?
well. H2O. This is actually my vacation cup that I got on my girls' trip. So we were in Cancun so that we could keep, getting it filled up and go back to the beach. So, mhm.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Yeah, I've just been trying to stay super hydrated, because when I'm outside for, a couple of hours, I just get so depleted so fast. And so I know that I am
Yeah.
just not pushing enough hydration, i.e., just plain old water, maybe with some lemon or some cucumber in it to, fool me into thinking I have something else. But no sugary drinks, just water, just
No.
plain water. And I've already had my coffee. Aaron, I am down to 1 cup of coffee a week, unless
Yeah.
hard times. I'm giving myself grace for the hard times, because I know I love a lot of sugar and cream in my coffee. But this
Yeah.
morning I put protein shake. I put vanilla 30-gram protein shake in my
Oh, okay.
coffee. Yeah. So
I'm a
I'm
big
trying.
coffee drinker too. I'm a big coffee drinker. I love coffee. I was going because I moved back to St. Louis. I'm in St. Louis, you guys. And I moved back to St. Louis in 2021. And I have been in LA. And so I was feeling myself when I got back here because I felt rich, because of the cost of living, but not rich. And so I was going to a coffee shop in my neighborhood, and I would go, and I was spending like $7, a day. And then I finally was like, I'm going to get a whole situation. So I bought an espresso machine and then a special espresso grinder. And I learned how to you know, do the coffee thing. So, and then I ended up going to Colombia, South America for
Oh
this
my
trip.
goodness.
It was crazy trip. That was a crazy trip. Somebody invited me and I was like, okay. I was a little upset about a boy. So I just decided to go down there. And I started getting my coffee from there. So much cheaper. So I love my coffee. I'm with you. But maybe 2 cups a day sometimes. Sometimes.
Whatever's necessary, because we've already talked about what women of a particular age, and as Black women, what we experience as we go about just being our best selves in the world.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So, yeah, whatever you need to do, it's okay. It is okay. I'm also on a health journey, trying to work with I am working with a dietitian,
Oh
pushing
wow.
high protein, low carbs,
Yeah.
or no carbs and high in fiber, a high fiber diet, so that I can
How's
live
it
my
going?
best life. It's going. The
Yeah.
weight is coming off, and people tell me they can see it. I can't see it. But something the doctor told me was that I only need to focus on about 2 pounds a week. If I do that,
Yeah.
that is good, because there are 52 weeks in a year.
And
And
you don't need to lose 100 pounds. So
what
that's, you don't
if
need to
I
lose
did,
that.
if I did, let me tell you right now, y'all wouldn't be able to tell me nothing. You wouldn't be able to tell me nothing.
Yeah, the body changes as we get older, because before uh the menopause, I had been on keto. I had worked to get this. I was optimal, like body fat percentage, optimal, all the things. And then, menopause hit, and then yeah, so it's like different now. It's like juggling, but I too am on a health journey, and I do a lot of walking.
Yeah.
I lift weights. I'm a pretty healthy eater. I mean,
Mhm.
I cook a lot. So it's different when you get older.
It,
It's
it
different.
is. Let's talk about two things. I want to come back. I will come back to menopause, because we need to, because we are women of a particular age.
Yeah.
But I want to fit and flexi with Lala, our high vibe coach in these YouTube streets. She says, quit getting ready to get ready. And
Oh,
it is your signage
yeah.
right behind you. Tell us about that, and tell us where you got that. Is that a la Aaron in all that
It's
she is?
I can't take credit for that. A girl said this to me back in college, and I was like, I don't know. It just stuck with me. We were just having a conversation. I can't take full credit, but it's something I have to catch myself out of, from like, because we want to do things, if we want to step out on faith, if we want to like leave our job, start a new business, start a podcast, start a YouTube channel, whatever it is we're doing. And a lot of times we could be getting ready and doing a lot of busy work BS, and not just doing the thing. So, like, oh, let me take a class, or let me do, I'm a big course watcher, or oh, I need to do all this stuff, or I need to wait until I have the perfect microphone, or I can afford the perfect camera, or I need to wait until I look better on camera, whatever it is. And I feel like a lot of times we do a lot of that BS. Just we just need to just hit go. So,
Yeah, just go, just do it. If you're under the sound of my voice and you are thinking about trying to get ready to start a YouTube channel, mm-mm, mm-mm.
just
Go
go.
ahead on and do it. If you are
Yeah.
thinking and planning and strategizing, and giving yourself all this grace, right? Before I go live, go ahead and go live. Okay. Just do it. Just do it and learn from the experience, y'all. I'm still learning. I just did my first live on YouTube at the end of March of this year. And I keep doing it because I keep learning something in the process. And so I'm going to keep doing it, because that's how I learn best. But that is just a great statement.
So
Quit.
why'd you start? I mean, because it's very scary. So, okay, guys, this is exactly it. It's scary for me to just do a live. I'm like, I mean, I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. I am growing my YouTube channel. It's
You
growing
are.
every day. And it was recording videos and getting them out. The first one was tough. But this is my first live that I'm doing. Now, I've been behind the scenes for clients when they've gone live and we're doing something related, but yeah, to go, and I have no problem to be sitting on Candy K's live, right? But to do my own live, that's just, I'm getting there, yeah. So I'm probably getting ready to get ready on that, and I need to just go.
Well, one, I think you're doing the right thing. So I started going live by myself. I didn't even I saw people going live together. Didn't I'm like, well, let me just master going live by myself first.
Yeah.
And I probably should have rethought that and started out by going live with someone else or people, because it's to me, it creates a sense of safety and comfort just being amongst
Yeah.
the sister friends. And so, or anyone who makes the space safe. And so I would tell, if you're debating going live and starting live streaming on YouTube, try it out with someone that is like a favorite one of your commenters in the chat, or another channel creator. Try something like that first and get your feet wet with it,
Yeah.
because number one, they can be on the controls facilitating everything, and you can just be over there winning and shining and keeping your nerves together. But I will tell you, to this moment, I am still a ball of nerves when I click that go live button.
Really?
Aaron and y'all were on the stream 15 or 20 minutes early before I hit those two go live buttons. And yeah, it's always a lot of, I don't know what the word is, but again, it's a lot of energy, and I want to do good, and I know what I want to say, but is it going to come out right? And all the things of the things of the things.
Mm-hmm.
And that still happens. And y'all, I will tell you, this is Kendi K's a third live stream of the day, because Kendi K works full time, friends, and I had to maximize my day off. So Kendi K
Wow.
had an after dark live, a
Wow.
cooking after dark live that started at 2:30 this morning. A long story there. You'll have to check out the live for that. Kendi K then came back and did some florals this morning. And y'all, you will see, if you look in the background, the flowers are gone, and so is that pound cake that I cooked at 2:30 this morning. My cousin came and picked them up. And so no pound cake for Kendi K. Kendi K had one slice, and I needed to have that slice. Yes, I did, because I can't be sending a pound cake out of my house that I haven't tasted. But it was given all she needed to give. And so I let her go. I gave that to family members, and I gave the flowers to my aunt, who is hospitalized right now. And so, Auntie, I love you. I love you. Yeah, people say they can't tell that I'm nervous. Oh yeah, I'm nervous. When I get to talking and these words can't come out right, you that should tell you right there that Kendi K is nervous. But anyway, we're learning, we're trying, and I don't think I'm ever going to be my work Kendi K, my full-time job Kendi K, because for me, I wanted to start a YouTube channel for play. It was on my bucket list to start a YouTube channel. And so I did. And this is my play channel. And it may not look like play for you, but I love it. I love thinking about content. I love trying to make my thumbnails better. I love all of the things of the things. And I'm just learning. I'm using this as a learning experience. And to start a YouTube channel in January of 2024, the last week of January 2024, because I did not want January to end and mess up my New Year's resolutions. You know, we all do those New Year's resolutions. And so I said, okay, I'm going to take the baby succulent plants and make a video out of it. And it is trash. But I posted that video. I did what I said I was going to do. And y'all, here I am now.
And I think, and for me, I have to say that, obviously we have, other jobs. I have my other company and I have to pay the bills, but my podcast has been like, it's like a passion project. It's like a give back, right? And a year ago, well, it'll be a year ago at the end of the month, on my birthday, we sat, my girls and I were in the pool kind of working out how the podcast was going to go and how it was going to work. And I was transitioning away from a client. It was just a stressful time. And I am a very naturally anxious person. I deal with anxiety. But I have to say that when I am putting my attention into that passion project, something that I love to do, it's really good for your mental health, because I'm not expecting to make any money off of it, at least not yet. I hope one day it can become a moneymaker for me, but that's not the point. Like Kendi K is saying, like working on your YouTube thumbnails or, looking at the stats and doing tests to see what thumbnail is better, trying to figure out what titles, or not knowing how people are going to show up on camera, like me here today, or people that you interview, and all that stuff. It's very stress relieving for me. So I love working on these projects, these passion projects. So sometimes we can stress ourselves out about it, but it's actually a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So once you get started, that's done. You've gotten over that hump. There'll be another hump to get over, but once you do it, it's over. And then you can start to like enjoy the process. So
enjoy the process, right? And do it until you no longer enjoy it. Then I would say try something else to see if you enjoy it, because that is what I'm only concerning myself now, 49 and beyond, with things that I absolutely enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom died at 49. And so when I remember when I was 14 and my mom was 40, she was talking about something she wished she would have, could have done. And I said, I'm never going to be wishing I would have, could have done anything. So, you gotta just do whatever you want to do. Like, tomorrow isn't promised. So like, you don't want to regret it. So regret not doing things, I think, is the worst regret you could probably have. So,
yeah. Makes me think of, and our condolences on your loss that you've experienced, and our condolences to the family of Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Yes, I saw. My God, unbelievable.
Yeah, I grew up with Theo. I grew up.
Yeah, he drowned. They say he drowned.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm a swimmer, let me tell you, but I am not, and I do not love an open water swim. Like I do not. And I'll get in the water. I'll do all the things. I'm a daredevil and all that, but I like to be in the pool, doing my little laps and stuff like that. But I have a girlfriend, and we met on that Columbia trip. And I remember we went whitewater rafting, and I looked at her before we were about to get in that river in the Colombian jungle. Like, it was the craziest trip ever. And I just looked at her and I said, can you swim? And she's like, no, not really. But she had signed the paperwork to say, yeah, I could swim. And we were out there in this stupid river. It was the craziest trip. But fast forward a few years later, she's taking swim lessons. 50-year-old woman taking swim lessons, conquering those fears and stuff like that. But I mean, he might have known how to swim too. I mean, I guess it's when your time, it's your time when it's your time. But yeah, I'm not a big open water swimmer, and I hate to hear that. I hated to hear that. I just found out about it like about an hour before we got on.
Yeah, same here. Just a couple of hours ago, I was in another YouTuber's live stream, and they got news of it, and I was just floored. If there's any comfort, they say that the Lord knows your birth date and every single hair on your head. And he also knows at that same time your death date and how you're going to leave this world, because he's that same sovereign God. And so that gives me comfort that no wonder he has done so many wonderful things during this lifetime as a younger man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heartfelt condolences to the family, and what a loss for us. What a loss for everyone. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Let's talk a little bit about menopause and being a woman of a particular age, and what that feels like, how that adds to our being a woman and a Black woman. And let's talk a little bit about that.
Okay. Hey. What do we talk? What do you want to know? I'm very talkative about menopause. Like I was telling you briefly, I was fine. And so what happened to me was, when the COVID vaccine came, I took Johnson, right? Because
I think I did Moderna.
Okay. So after that, my period was like clockwork, like 46 years old, clockwork every month. Then my period was gone, just didn't come back after that vaccine. So Yeah. So it did. I'm lying. It came back, but it was like gone for 4 months. And then it came back, and it was like the longest period ever. And then it came back a month later, and then it was pretty much like, kind of out. So I think the vaccine had something to do with it, but I still didn't have any symptoms really. I was like maybe a little hot, um, maybe a little bit, but again, like I said, I was clockwork. I wasn't really experiencing a bunch of hot flashes. I was just like, is it cold in here? Is it hot? But it wasn't like anything crazy. And then it hit me, and I think I had been experiencing symptoms, but I didn't really I didn't equate it to menopause. So I think over the course of my 40s, my sleep had been declining. So I was always trying to I worked with some functional medicine guy. I was trying to get my sleep. And really all I just needed was some hormones, honestly. Because menopause sort of exacerbates every problem that you had that was little, and then it becomes like a huge thing. So I was struggling with my sleep. And then I got to the point where I was waking up like multiple times in the night, multiple times. And I started seeing another functional medicine nurse who was saying, and I know people have mixed messages about this, so I just would suggest research it. But
For sure.
I know she was planning to put me on HRT, and I was trying to fight it. I was fighting HRT. I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm gonna push through. I'm not doing it. And then I couldn't sleep, and I started to gain weight. And you're talking about somebody who was like super fit, like small. I'm 5'9". I was in a size like 8'10". I had worked to get into the body that I want, and then I started to gain all this weight. So I was right about to get on HRT with this functional medicine doctor, and then she just decided to stop her practice or whatever. So I found a menopause I was in my car crying. I wanted to cry. I just wanted to go to sleep. I wasn't sleeping, and I gained weight. And it's like no matter what you do, the weight just was not budging.
Right.
It was like, what is happening? And I'm talking about, I was spinning, I do yoga. Like I am a workout person, right? I wasn't eating terribly. And I think at the end of the day, when you get older, you just cannot eat as much. That's just truth. And so you just are limited. But anyway, I went to see this menopause specialist, like a true, OB. And I mean, she gave me my HRT that day, and I've been good. Also, one of the things I did realize is I have like sleep apnea, which I probably always had, but it just gets worse. Everything you had just gets worse during menopause. So yeah, so I started that, and things are a lot better. So I've been on it for a little over a year.
Okay.
And yeah. So that's been my journey. I mean, some people don't want to be on it, and I've heard some hellified symptoms. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, but a lot of people I know are less Black women than white that I'm friends with, unfortunately. But I think HRT got a bad rap in the late 90s, early
Yes.
2000s. And people, one of my girlfriends, she was like, I don't want to take it. Now she was taking testosterone pellets, which are not recommended, because testosterone pellets, there is no pellet of testosterone that is formulated for women. They're formulated for men. So even my doctor, my menopause specialist, is like, some of her patients come in on pellets on testosterone. Can I just say, just so horny? She specifically said so horny, because they were on these testosterone pellets. Just, it's not right. So anyway, it gives you the testosterone levels of like a 19-year-old boy, man, right? So anyway,
now I have heard of a cream that contains hormones. I don't know testosterone, so I echo Aaron on this. Y'all do your research.
Do your research.
By that, do research beyond YouTube research. Like, do for real. This is your health, right?
Yeah.
You only get one body and one life. But I've heard about
Testosterone
cream
is
that you rub on your thighs.
okay. So testosterone that is given to females, you do have to go and get it compounded at a compound pharmacy. There is no FDA approved
Oh.
testosterone prescription. That's just so it is compounded, I think, in a cream form.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can do these pellets, which I was urged not to do. HRT is estrogen and progesterone.
Yeah.
So yeah. Mm-hmm.
And friends, HRT stands for hormone replacement therapy. Again, to talk to your OBGYN, talk to your
Yeah.
gynecologist about it. And if you find a good gynecologist, one that listens to you and your symptoms and talks about a lot of things and then lets you make an informed decision is what I would tell you. So I have not done hormone replacement therapy. So hence you might see me, and I feel like people can physically see it. Certainly other women can physically see it, having a hot flash or two. But I'm having less of them at times, I feel. And yeah, all the things that you described, ditto most of those
Yeah.
things, because
Yeah.
it is.
And
Yeah,
having the right,
and menopause. Go ahead.
yeah, I'm sorry. Having the right doctor. It's funny because I recently I had to have a fibroid removed a few months ago, and my menopause specialist doesn't do that. So I had to get a different, and the menopause specialist, guys, if you do get one, I mean, they're not cheap if you find one. Like, I had to pay for her, but the way I was feeling, I was like, I will, whatever it takes. I just need somebody because I don't have time to be going to the doctor and arguing with them because most doctors have had no training in menopause. This is like for real facts. So you just research it. Like most of them haven't. And my doctor, I was very adamant. I wanted a Black female doctor. And these times I just didn't want to go under, and the white man that the woman referred me to, he was probably lovely, but I researched and found her. And it's so interesting to have two doctors to bounce questions off of, because my new doctor who did the surgery, the one that the insurance pays for, is like, oh yeah, if your hormone regimen isn't complicated, I can give it to you. Like, so you can stop going to the expensive one, right? And I said, oh, okay. Now she said that if it's overly complicated, like this compounding pharmacy and all this stuff people are doing, I go back to your menopause doctor, right? That's what she said. So then when I come back for another checkup, she starts telling me, oh, in 10 years, we're going to take you off of it. And I said, why? And she's like, well, and she starts trying to explain HRT, but you literally just said that if it's too complicated, you don't know, go back to this other woman. And so I went back to the other woman just to confirm. And the other woman's like, no, that's old research. So you really have to find somebody who knows what's going on. I mean, everybody's jumping on the whole menopause train. I mean, look at Oprah. I mean, Oprah's now at 70. I think she started taking.
Is she 70? Oh my
yeah,
God.
I think she's 70 now. And she started taking, she had all the menopause people on, and now she's on her hormones. But I mean, that's pretty late to start, actually. But yeah.
Yeah, that's wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you've given us a lot to chew on about this menopause, about being a woman of a particular age. And friends, for me, let me tell you what that means. That means that Kenny K is going to say and be my authentic self. Okay. And so if you don't want any smoke, don't give me any smoke, because I'm probably going to give it back to you and then seal it with a smile and get away from you real fast. And it also means that you don't really ask a woman of a particular age how old she is. I hope everybody knows that. Don't commit that faux pas in these YouTube streets or in the real world. But it just means that we've had, third of all, we've had so many life experiences by now, particularly as women of color, particularly as Black women, because that is how I show up in this world each and every day. And so I'm an expert in that. and then the foolishness that goes along with it. Wow. So you've been talking, you mentioned a little bit about your business, and I just want to make sure folks know that what you do in not there's a YouTube world and there's a real world. So
Yeah.
share with us what you want. You mentioned a little bit about tech. And so I want to make
Oh,
sure folks know
yeah.
just how fabulous you are.
Well, my day job is my company. It's called the Rebel Geek, and we build, it's a web development and web design agency. So we do kind of some pretty rock star stuff in that arena. I've been doing that since 2012. So yeah, I help businesses with their online spaces, whether that be membership portals, learning management systems, and we're WordPress experts. So that's my platform. So it's what I do, e-commerce, you name it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super impressed because Erin, all I know how to do in a workspace on my full time is when I'm having tech problems, I what I do know how to do, even on my phone, is pick up my phone and email for that help desk ticket. And
Absolutely.
start a ticket. Start a ticket, because I don't do that. I do a lot of things in the workspace, but technology is not one of them. It's not my strong suit, and so
Yeah.
thank God that the companies always employ a huge team. They put most
Yeah.
of their dollars into the tech. And
Yeah.
so thank God for folks like you, who that is your area. You love the things called technology. So again, I'm someone who just has, to me, what I consider, well, it's a little bit above basic technology use. And here I am trying to use StreamYard, and
But you're doing it. So don't say
I'm
that.
trying. I'm
Yeah, you're
trying.
doing
I'm
it.
not.
They want you to use it. They want you to they want it to be easy. They don't want you to not be able to use it. So I think the thing about the tech world is it's people psych themselves out, right? They completely psych themselves out, so they feel like they can't do it, but they can. There's nothing you can't do with this stuff. They want you to use these products and these applications, so they make
There
them easy.
There is nothing you cannot do. Y'all, sorry, Erin, to cut you off. I got super excited because Gemini Diva Gemini Diva, first of all, thank you, Gemini Diva. Gemini Diva was my first channel member. Thank you. Thank you for being a channel member, Gemini Diva, not just a subscriber. She is a paid channel member, y'all. Hashtag channel goals. I am reaching for my channel goals. And Gemini Diva, thank you, dear heart. You have now gifted 5 Candy K memberships. Y'all, I have no idea how to make that thing work. None, but I think from the reading, because there's so much reading when you get ready for partial monetization, and I'm told when you do the next step, full monetization. So I have just reached that first level of partial monetization, and I'm talking about, y'all, it is also new. So I think I don't know, it's going to share out those 5 gifted memberships some kind of a way. But I do know this, friends, you have to enable gift memberships. And I probably need to do a video about that.
So
Because
what's partial monetization? See, I'm new too. So
okay.
tell me, what is that?
Okay, well, let's do that. And then we're going to transition to some fun questions so we can learn more about Erin. So partial monetization means that you have at least 500 subscribers, and that you have 3,000 watch hours. Watch
Okay.
hours from your long format content, and in your case, your live streams.
Okay.
Shorts, you'd have to have a 10 million
Oh, wow.
views from
Yeah.
shorts in 90
Okay.
days. So most folks are not trying to reach for that goal. It seems unattainable, but I guess, if you're 1 in a million that can get something that goes viral and keep getting them that go viral, I guess that could be you. But yeah, that's the partial monetization. And yeah, I'm doing it. I'm now on the road to almost 1,300 subscribers. And so
Nice.
my next goal is I'm shooting for 5K. I call this the road to 5K. I'm looking for 5,000 subscribers and 5,000 watch hours to go with it, because For full monetization, you need 1,000 subscribers. I've got that. And you also need 4,000 watch hours.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So partial and full monetization, happy to share it. Check out my versions of my episodes of Shop Talk. We're already up to episode 12, and y'all can join me on panel and co-host the show with me and get watch hours on your channel at the same time. So thank you again, Gemini Diva. I must give you your due. Thank you, friend. Thank you for gifting those 5 memberships, and I hope it is sharing that with friends. Check your emails, friends. I don't know. I don't know. We'll keep seeing if I don't know. I probably need to do something and didn't do it. I have no idea, friends. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out later. Let's talk with our friend Erin while she's here. Y'all, let's just do a couple of things. We already know you're a coffee freak and might be a little bit, y'all. I kind of heard a little bit of a coffee snob there. That's
Not
you're
even.
in the Pacific Northwest.
No.
And you said you lived in California, but above north of California is Oregon, and north of Oregon is Washington State.
Yeah.
And they would definitely identify you as a bit of a coffee snob, and that is okay. However you want to show up, y'all, because they can't stand Kid K with her Keurig. Not them folks in Washington where Starbucks is based out of. That's where they created the first Starbucks, is in the great state of Washington. Oh yeah, they are real serious about their coffee.
Yeah.
They have all these cold presses and grinders at home. And you said cappuccino. Did you say cappuccino machine?
Espresso machine.
Espresso machine.
It's an espresso machine, and then with the espresso, you could make a cappuccino or a latte or whatever.
See there. It's okay.
It's not. I'm not. Listen, it's just that I don't like Starbucks, and Starbucks is expensive. I mean, you could spend a lot of money going. I have more than paid for that whole setup, actually, more than paid for it. So and honestly, I really like the coffee at my local coffee shop, but it was so expensive. So if I order the coffee from the place that they grow the coffee, even with shipping, that coffee is cheaper.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned Colombian coffee, I think, earlier. And one of my colleagues, he visited Colombia. He visited Colombia, and he now lives there, part-year resident. And oh, wow. He gifted me a bag of coffee. And oh my gosh.
Wasn't it good?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Same.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I do feel humble with my little Keurig spitting out coffee at me.
Yeah.
But you have the right. You've earned the right to do whatever it is that you want as far as coffee.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. And that's what we mean when we say that we are women of a particular age.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to do what we want to do.
Yeah.
And I am, at least. I'm speaking for myself in this moment. Thank you for joining us. Let's ask you some fun questions.
Okay.
And I've got to do announcements. So do you want to do the questions first, or you want me to commence with some announcements?
I'm cool. Questions. I'm cool. So whatever.
Okay. And so, y'all, this is a little transition time. If you want to get up and stretch your legs or get yourself some coffee or some hot tea or iced tea, whatever, y'all drop in the chat. Let us know what you are sipping on. We're both sipping on H2O. But you tell me, Erin, favorite color. And y'all drop some questions in the chat if you have any, and I'll throw them up for us.
My favorite color is anything in the orange family. I'm an orangey girl, like orangish. Maybe coralish sometimes, but orange for sure.
Is the color sienna? Is that an orange family color?
Yeah, I think I'm like that makes me think of the Crayola box. Yeah, it's isn't that more of a browny orange, kind of darker brown, like orange?
Kind of. Yeah. I think it's kind of in the sienna, the orange brown family.
Yeah,
a shade.
I like that. I have oranges in my home. It's definitely more. Yeah. Okay. So for sure. Yeah. Orange. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think we know that this one, coffee or hot tea.
Coffee.
A coffee.
I want to be a tea person. I do. I just am not. I like a matcha if somebody makes it for me, but when I try to make it at home, it doesn't turn out right. I guess I could practice. Practice makes perfect.
I've never had a matcha. And that's
Really?
kind of why I don't go to Starbucks. I love a Caramelicious from Scooters.
Ooh.
#Midwest brand.
We have a Scooters right around the corner. I haven't tried it yet. I should though.
It's real sweet. It's just a real.
Real?
And I drink Caramelicious hot.
Okay.
But it's so sweet, you don't need any extra cream or sugar with that thing.
Because it's already 1,000 calories.
It is 1,000, probably 1,012 calories to tell you the truth. But that's what I drink. And then now Scooters are around the country now, and I'm loving that.
Yeah.
But that's why I drink my coffee at home, so I can try to control some of those darn calories. But my dietitian suggested that I said I do well with my controlling my eating and eating the right things until what I call the witching hours. And that is kind of like from 7:30, 8 o'clock until K goes to bed. Yes. Then I just want to snack. I'm just wanting to find myself a little salty something or a little something sweet. And it just all goes downhill until I go and actually get in the bed. And sometimes I do just go physically get in the bed. And she said, well, why don't you try, if you just feel like you need something, why don't you just try hot tea? And y'all, it has really helped because one, you can get different types of tea to calm you and get you ready for your night routine. But then a good tea, and to me, a good warm tea, it just takes any taste for anything out of my mouth. It gives me something instead of the snacking. Or she said, snack on carrots or celery and eat all you want.
I think the key for me is I can't have it in the house, right? Like I just can't. So like I, for example, I got on this peanut kick, and peanuts have a lot of calories. And the reason I eat the peanuts is because I'm allergic to nuts. I'm sensitive to nuts. Let me say this. I didn't know this until later in life, but each nut gives me a different issue. So peanuts are technically a legume, so I can eat peanuts, but but I will eat them all. I get that Kirkland can of peanuts at Costco, and they're so good. So, I just can't have anything. Everything in my house has to be something I have to really work for, or I'm going to I can't have no self-control.
Me neither. I mean, I'm in a house by myself. It's just me. So if it's gone, if I brought snacks and if they're all gone, it was me. I ate them all. Yeah. I don't care if I ate them all in a month or I ate them all in the week that I bought them. They're all gone, and you ate them. And girl, stop.
I love. I'm a big popcorn person, but I'll make it. I'll make my popcorn. Which is so good. In fact, I was going to get one of those. What is it called? A whirl. Something. It's something that you churn the popcorn and it makes it. I didn't get it yet, but I love popcorn. So yeah, but I make it.
I love popcorn too. And there is a hometown brand, a Midwest brand, y'all, #Midwest brands, Vicks. And I love me some Vicks bright white popcorn. They have a diet and they have a light half salt. And wow, it is the best popcorn this side of heaven. And
to me, that's the only reason to go to the movie theater is to get the popcorn. It's a good theater with good popcorn, and I will go see anything. Yeah.
Speaking of which, what was the last movie that you caught at home, at a theater, anywhere? What's the last movie?
The last movie at the theater, I think, was Sinners. I haven't been to the movie since then. And at home, I don't know. I'm onto a lot of series, actually. So I watched The Gilded Age. I like a period piece. Oh, it's so good. It's about the Gilded Age during the late 1800s. And it's about basically all these white people in New York it models the Vanderbilts, you know, and that
Okay.
family and society. But then there is the black part of town, and Felicia Rashad is on it this season.
Oh.
It's on HBO. It's on the 3rd season. It's so good. You should watch it. You could binge it. It's so good. I like PBS and Masterpiece Theater.
I love
So
TV.
like Downton Abbey type stuff, anything period. I love, 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 love. I love TV and stuff, but I haven't been watching a lot as much as I used to because I just have too many things to do. And I get up like a couple days a week. I go to a trainer. So I have to be there at 6:30 in the morning. So I am just on that clock. So my body just gets up at like 5 something. So if I don't go to bed, I won't get the sleep. So I just can't be up watching TV and stuff like I used to. I feel like it's really hard for me to find time to watch like I used to because I'm just busy.
Yeah, I watch so little TV that when I happen to catch a show that has my interest and I binge watch it, like I binge watched Coffee No Cream, your podcast.
Yeah.
I just thoroughly enjoy it, and I'm like, especially if it's raining outside. I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna find me a Netflix series. So I hope this Gilded Age is
so
on
good.
Netflix because
No, it's
I don't have
HBO.
HBO anymore. I canceled all that stuff, y'all.
I would wait until after the season
Okay.
and then just sign up for 1 month and then like binge it and then just be off of it until, you know, that's what I would do because it's binge worthy. You will.
Okay. Y'all heard Aaron say it here. It is a binge.
Because it's the black part of town and then they're getting into colorism and Felicia Rashad is telling the kids not to get dark in the sun. Like it's getting good.
Oh,
yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
And she plays that nice, nasty very well. It's good.
Yeah. And Francis, there's just so many things. You just said so many things that I heard you say in just like 2 sentences. And I want to speak to some of those things. But let's finish some of these questions. Y'all drop down in the chat if you have any questions for Erin and her Coffee No Cream live podcast. Y'all, so Erin, tell me this. Do you prefer a sports car, or an SUV?
Well, I guess I had technically a sports car before an SUV, and I'm 5'9.5". It was one of those situations where I just couldn't get out of it cool. It was too low to the ground, right? And my dad kept telling me as a car person, "Oh, you'll learn how to get out of it." But I just felt like I kept having to roll out of the car and it just was not hot. So I'm an SUV person now. I can't. I would love a Porsche, but it would just be an SUV Porsche. I can't. I won't.
I feel you on that. I know folks who have those sports cars, and I'm like, if you only knew what you look like, and because you said it right, rolling out of the car,
rolling out, and
that's not a good look.
I'm a homeowner, so I'm always like schlepping around or running and getting.
Yeah,
and I just mulch. Need practical. Yeah, mulch. Did you say mulch?
Yeah, mulch.
That is so funny because I have to go get some mulch this week, you know, and I've already, you have to get things like that, or you might need some long piece of wood, or you need the space. And I have a small SUV, but I'm just saying, I think I'm over that whole sports car space. Maybe a sportier SUV.
Yeah. I feel you on that because I need something that sits high. I need to sit high like a first lady. Right. How about that?
High,
and I want to be able to let that seat down though, because I might need to put all this mulch in here.
Stuff. Exactly. Right. So absolutely. I actually recently decided I'm going to get into woodworking. So it's a hobby, but I was like, how am I going to get that stuff home? Right. So you got to have a bigger car.
Yeah. High heels or flats or kitten heels?
It depends on the occasion. Most of the time I am not wearing heels anymore. I'm big into my feet. I know this sounds
Mm-mm,
crazy.
mm-mm. I feel like I
I'm
know where this is going. I want to hear.
I'm big into my feet, like with pedicures and keeping them look okay. And so yeah, I will wear some heels because I love it, but not unless it's for a reason. Most of the time, like all summer long, I'm in, like a Madrid big buckle Birkenstock. I
Okay.
got a new one this season. I have lots of cute flat sandals. But yeah, I also got some new heels. It just depends. It depends on the occasion.
Mhm,
Like that trip I just came from, my friend, we had an outfit change every night for dinner.
mhm.
So I had to wear heels. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, every night. But but just going around, no, I'm gonna find a way to make it cute with flats. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting a little old for that.
I have passed you then on that note because
Mhm.
I had a yard sale and gave away and sold all of those
All
heels,
of them?
all of them, all those 2 and 3 inch heels.
Oh, wow.
Ain't nobody got time
No.
for that. And like people were opening the boxes, they said, "Are you kidding me? You only want
Yeah.
$1 for these? Yeah,
A
you can have
dollar
them.
though, you at
Be
least
blessed.
priced it right.
Be huh?
I said you priced it right for the
Yeah.
garage
Oh
sale.
yeah. Y'all, these women were, yeah, they were scrambling to get those
Of
boxes. They
course.
didn't really care what was in the box. Once they saw that I was in there, because I had different sizes. Because you know how when you wear those heels and in the summer your feet swell, so you got to make
Yeah,
the
yeah.
size bigger. So I had between an 8 and a 9 in
Uh-huh.
some of those shoes. And so yeah, and I don't want any type of thong up my toe. You know how it
Oh,
has the
wow, yeah.
I don't like that. Mm-mm. Ain't nobody got time for that. Not Candy K anymore. But I do wear
Cool.
a wedge. I love wedges
Okay,
because it gives me a nice foundation because I've
right.
had a total knee replacement.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that's what I'm dealing with. So flats are good. And right now, y'all friends, my everydays by the door right now are I think they're easy spirit. They're called cloud steppers.
Okay,
So
wow.
they're definitely some old lady shoes, but y'all, women of a particular age and old ladies too say, "Oh my goodness, look at those! They look so comfy." And I said, "Yes, they are. Highly
Yeah.
recommend."
Comfortable
Mm-hmm.
comfortable shoes can be super cute. Cute, comfortable sandals. Just keep your feet cute.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Tell us what you have. I have on a top, but tell us what you have right now on as your bottoms. We want to know.
Oh, I have on some hot pink, like Bermuda shorts that are like just some shorts. They're not. It's an outfit. Like if I, it's, I'm not embarrassed about it. Like
Yeah.
I'm not like sitting here in my underwear with a shirt on. I actually have on like a full on. Here, oh, I can't. It's a different camera, but
No,
yeah,
you don't have to. No,
I
no.
would
No,
show you.
stay right
Like I
there.
could stand up and show you, but yeah, I just, yeah, I know. That's always that's always a conversation about like what I'm gonna wear on camera. I've had people. One friend commented because I had a one shoulder top on. I mean,
Really?
she's a little
Like they
conservative.
didn't want you to wear that. They didn't think it was appropriate for
Yeah,
you to
like
wear that?
it's summertime and I was so like moisturized. I wanted to wear something
Yeah.
like off. Yeah, it's summer. It's hot. What are you saying? But yeah.
I say
Oh, I
wear it
wear whatever
when
I
they suit.
want. I just
Yeah.
yeah, it's always a thing. So it's like what am I going to wear on the video today? So this is what I'm wearing. So yeah,
Mhm.
linen top. Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I saw the top is linen. That's a great
Yeah.
fabric that breathes, especially for the summer. So I love that. I wasn't thinking hot pink though. I kind of
It's
thought maybe
hot
you would
pink.
have on some shorts, but I was not
Yeah.
expecting hot pink. And I kind of have on a mauve pink pants and just some pull-on pants because I love things that don't have any buttons. Just pull those things
Oh
on.
yeah.
Probably, y'all, they shouldn't have did that during COVID. Yeah,
Yeah.
made that
These
a
are
thing to have.
old. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're big. They're big. So I had them when I was heavier. So they're a little they're super back gappy. So I'm like, yeah, I'll put them on. I don't feel bad about them because yeah.
And y'all, this is why Gemini Diva is my favorite, one of my favorite moderators, one of my favorites. She says, wear whatever you are comfortable in. I love that. I
Exactly.
love that for
Mhm.
me and for everybody. Wear what you
Well,
feel comfortable
And
in.
I think that makes you more attractive. Like, there's nothing worse than seeing people who've tried to conform to whatever the latest trend is. I'm tall. I'm not a little petite little person, right? I'm
Yeah.
not, so certain things look better on me than other people. Then there's things I can't wear because I'm not short. You gotta wear what works for you. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
are tall, 5'9". That is like
Mm-hmm.
model tall,
Yeah.
model tall. And Kendi
Yeah.
K, y'all, is a 5'5".
Are you?
Period. Yeah,
I have
yeah.
tall
So
parents.
I,
Well, my
I'm
mom,
I'm shortish. I'm
my,
short.
my dad he's 81 now, but my dad was 6'2". He's not 6'2" anymore.
Yeah.
He says he is. It's like, you are so not 6'2". And my mom was 5'9", so we're tall.
You are tall.
Mhm.
You came from. So I'm glad I have a little height because my dad was 5'10" before
Okay.
his death. So me at 5'5" is a blessing. I'm grateful for that because my mom, she's kind of shrinking too. You do that,
Yeah,
friends. So
I
take your vitamins
know.
and you do that, especially as women. So keep that in mind, and y'all, let's keep working out. Let's keep trying to be our best selves, put our best selves forward. Thank you, Stephanie Cummings. Do you know Stephanie Cummings? She's
I do. I know Stephanie Cummings. Hey, Stephanie Cummings.
thank
She's
you.
my friend in LA.
Wonderful LA friend. Wonderful. Juicy and Raw with La plant-based nutrition says, yeah, it's all about comfy. Y'all, I work from home. I don't know if I mentioned that on this stream, but I work from home. And so it allows me to get out to the park. I love walking in the park. And then I have to just be intentional about getting up from sometimes it feels like countless
Yeah.
Zoom throughout the day. And sometimes I can spend, half of my workday in meetings on Zoom for,
Yeah.
they're always supposed to end in an hour, but they creep. And so I have to jump up, and I've got a vibration plate. You know what a vibration plate
I
is?
have seen them. Is it working? Does it do something for real?
It definitely helps me. I don't know what it's supposed to be for, but I got it from the West Coast because everybody in the Pacific Northwest has vibration plates, and they spend far more money on theirs than I did on mine. And I think I paid like less than $50 for mine
But
on
what does
Amazon.
it do?
It like shakes you and vibrates you, and it
Uh-huh.
can do different levels. And so just standing on it and staying upright is like, it's very low impact, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
But that is how you're burning the calories, is because you kind of should think about it as trying to like maybe shake you off, but you are trying to maintain your balance and your posture. They also give you workouts to do with it. Mine's has handles, so I can, and usually what I do is jump on it, and I do mine's in 10-minute intervals all the way up to 100, the top speed, and then I add weights to it. And to me, it just I start every day shaking my body down,
Yeah.
and it really does. It'll make you go to the bathroom, and it make you kind of itch too, because you are really getting blood flowing
Like,
to
go to
it.
the bathroom, like number 1 or 2.
Both.
Really?
Because you're moving things around. Like
Okay.
sometimes, I hope your bowel movements are regular. Why are we talking about bowel movements?
I'm just
Both are
curious
here.
because you said you might make me get
Both.
one. Like,
Both.
okay.
It will do both, and it will definitely make you start to itch, because it really is moving things, y'all. It's definitely moving your blood through your
Oh,
veins and all
wow.
of that, in the best way. I love it. I start every day for 10 minutes on my vibration plate, and then I do my little plus size yoga flow. I
Mm-hmm.
found it online,
Okay.
and I do that just as a morning stretch. And then if I'm going to the park that day, I hit that park and come back and get ready for work. So, that's what I do. And I try to end every day
Okay.
with the vibration play. I just knew you would know all about it,
You know
because
what?
everybody in the Northwest has them.
Well, I'm in the Midwest and I see them on TikTok all the time. But I just kind of, you know what it makes me think about? It makes me think about, You remember those fat machines? It's the same kind of thing. My grandmother had one, and you
Yep.
put that strap around you and
Hmm.
it would shake you. So I was like,
Hmm.
oh, this is okay. You know,
Try it. It makes me feel so much better, especially after I've been sitting on Zooms. It definitely, definitely, definitely is low impact. And anything to get your body moving and get blood circulating, and I feel so much better after shaking.
yeah.
That's why I do it every night too, and several times during the day. I mean, if I need to get in a stretch, I sure do. I jump on. I call it my shaker, but my
Okay.
vibration plate, and y'all try it out. But
I'm a
y'all just
big
move.
walker, so
I also just move around the house. Yeah, I
yeah.
just get up and move, and I'm like, girl, you've only taken what 3,500 steps today. If you don't get your tail up and get moving in this house, at least. And yeah, I'll pick up one piece of mail and go take it to my office room and put it where it should go. And
So
then I'll
you'll
go back.
substitute the walking for this vibrational thing?
No, I would
Oh,
not.
okay.
No, I would not.
Okay.
I would do it and two. And again, it just is so there are different levels of fitness, and Juicy and Raw with Lala is adding in that it helps with the lymph nodes, maybe is what you're trying to say.
That's
I'm
what
not sure.
Stephanie
I'm not
said
in medicine,
too.
y'all. I am not in medicine. So
Stephanie
um
said she said it's supposed to help with lymph. Okay, so how many steps do you try to get a day?
I shoot for 10,000 and I land somewhere between 8,500 and 10,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
that's where I am, and it's a daily. That's why I know if I go do my walk in the morning time, I know I'm going to hit my 10,000 steps. So it's
yeah.
important for me to go do that walk and walk it on back home and get started with the day and get it over
Yeah.
with.
I got
Yeah.
mine before we got on tonight. I'm at 10,600 something right now. So,
Amazing.
yeah. But it's like I try to go every day. That's my goal, except for Saturday is my day off. I don't.
Yeah.
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 So I understand. Yeah.
I always take Saturday and Sundays off. And I did not walk this morning because Candy K was up like some type of crazy woman at 2:30 in the morning making pound cake
No.
because I just needed to do what I needed to do for my family. And thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And I had fell asleep early. And so I woke up and I knew I was up. So I said, okay, let me just make this pound cake that I was
Yeah.
supposed to make earlier in the evening and did not. So it was all cool as I was mixing the pound cake and got it in the oven, and it has to cook for an hour and 15 minutes at least. Y'all, I was so tired. Y'all need to
Yeah.
watch that live stream. It's a mess. It's a hot mess because Kenny Gay was sleepy. And so as soon as I got her out of the oven and turned over right side up, I went and went to sleep. And I slept until right at 7:45. So
Oh
by that
wow.
time, I'm usually at the park walking at that time. And so I said, oh, I missed my window. But I had a lot of tootling around the house to do. And so it all worked. It all worked fine.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I'll be at the park. I'll be at the park as part of my resuming my work week since I had today off.
It's pretty
Um,
hot though. Like, just trying to figure that out because it's been so hot and humid here that yeah.
So let's talk hair and hot and how we still go to the park. What are your hair is gorgeous, by
Thank
the
you.
way. It is
Thank you.
absolutely, you are wearing your crown, sister friend. You are wearing your
Thank
crown. It is
you.
absolutely gorgeous. So how do you maintain your hair while you walk outside in this humidity?
I went out just like this. I mean, I tried to do something before when I came back in the house, but because it will kind of shrink up. But
Yeah.
the beauty of being natural and not trying to fight what is that it's gonna do what it does. You just gotta learn to like love it in that stage. So yeah, I don't really do anything in particular. I wash my hair once a week because I also swim once a week. So when I get through swimming, that's my wash day, obviously. And then I just kind of do a wash and go. Like this is my wash and go. This is what my wash and go looks like. And it normally holds. I mean, there's so much conditioner and gel and stuff like that. And So I just go, I don't do anything. And then when I go to sleep, I put it in like 3 or 4 Afro puffs and put my satin cap on and go to sleep. So not hot, but that's what it
Erin,
is.
you're helping people with that. You're helping with that. Lots of products, including conditioners, 3 big plaits, and satin cap. And
Mhm.
so, y'all, with as a woman of a particular age, I don't use satin caps too much. I put them on when I go out and work and play in the yard because I love playing in the yard.
Why don't you use satin cap?
Because I put on a satin cap and
Okay.
then I put my sun hat on. I wear sun hats
Okay.
all the time, just because I just like to wear my sun hat
I
when I
can't
go
get a
outside.
hat on, so, like, it's gonna be a
Yeah.
visor for me because this is a
Okay.
lot. I have a lot of hair. It just
You do.
it won't go on, but, a good visor, but yeah, it's just yeah. And I
Mhm.
just had braids, which was nice because, yeah, it just was so easy. So I might get them back at the end of the summer.
Yeah, I mostly use braids because working in the Pacific Northwest in Washington and Oregon, y'all, it literally rains 9.5 months out of the year. Every day you're going to get some rain. It is what it is. Now, right now, visit the Pacific Northwest right now. I'm talking about Washington and Oregon because it is all fabulosity. It is probably 95 to 100 degrees and but no humidity.
Oh,
Little humidity
really?
is so low. So it's
That's
not the
nice.
stifling heat and humidity that we are used to in the Midwest and the South. You don't get that the closer you are to the coast and anything in Washington and Oregon. It's pleasant,
That's
but
nice.
it's fleeting. It's fleeting, and seasonal affective disorder is real. That's a whole nother episode of Coffee and Conversations, all of that. And so, yeah, all the things y'all drop in the chat. Let's kind of move it towards content creation and what is your workflow? You talk about a weekly podcast, and we chose Monday for this particular podcast
Okay.
because you said on Wednesday is when you normally do your taping and all of that. So
Mhm.
share a little bit about your workflow as a content creator.
Well, I'm one of those people that cuts it close. Now, when I started, I had banked up about 4 or 5 episodes, but now I'm like on the nose, which isn't good. Yeah, Wednesday is my launch day where I launch the podcast, but I use Riverside is who I use to record my podcast, which has been really, really nice. Because you get like the transcript and all of the things and the AI, they'll do short clips, which I don't necessarily use. But similar to this, how we're using StreamYard, I use Riverside to record, and I'll invite my guest to Riverside with a link, and then we'll record, and then I'll have it. And I usually download it out of Riverside to edit it because I have more control, and I have some video editing skills before I started the podcast. And then what I'll do is I'll upload it back into Riverside to get the transcript as it's edited, so I can add that to the video and to YouTube. And then I don't know if you ever use Claude. People use ChatGPT, but I use Claude. And I'll take the Claude is Anthropic's AI engine.
Oh,
Same thing. It's more creative, but I'll take that podcast transcript and I'll upload it into Claude and help me write my descriptions with timestamps and everything. So that's a time saver.
yeah.
Um,
Activate AI, y'all. Activate
mhm.
AI.
And then just help me with the whole description thing, period. And then I'll usually do like one short a week, and I'll just use it both on TikTok and on Instagram. I tried to start a new TikTok channel, but TikTok was not playing anything. I mean, no
Mm,
views. They weren't showing it to anyone. So I just got rid of that TikTok and just made my TikTok the TikTok. And
okay.
I'll do like I usually do a carousel on Instagram as well. So like of images or research related to the topic that we're talking to about.
Okay. How do you come up with your topics, Erin?
They come up with themselves, because what I do is I have people on the podcast and we share the coffee no cream moments, those things that happen to Black women just because we're Black women. And so when I have a guest on and we're sitting and we're talking, we just have a conversation and I'll say, okay, Candy K, show me or tell us about your coffee no cream moment. And it's really storytelling,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll start to go through your moment and we'll just start to go back and forth and it'll be a conversation. And out of that video, there always is like an underlying theme, or something will happen. I did one a couple weeks ago, and the girl, she actually used to be my intern, and she was talking about a job that she had where the woman shushed her in a meeting, right? And then
I saw that one.
yeah. So then the next week I had my confidence coach friend, she's a confidence coach. She does body language, all the things. And she came on to talk about some of the things that we had talked about over the first 10 episodes. And when I said something about shushing, I had no idea she was going to be so passionate about it. But she she was so fired up about that. And she
That
had,
is so disrespectful.
yeah, but she had her stuff. And that just became like, okay, there's a highlight of the video. I didn't know that's what it was going to be. I thought we were just going to kind of cover. So sometimes they just kind of roll out because we're just having natural conversations. Yeah. So you never know.
But I love your idea, and I love how you defined what a coffee no cream moment is. It is because you are only experiencing this because you show up in the world as a Black woman with a capital B.
Yeah.
And therefore, that is why your podcast is specifically for Black women, because it was created by you, a Black woman.
Black woman. That's the only life I know.
Some things we just need to discuss amongst ourselves.
Truly,
right?
truly.
And I'm sorry if that offends you, and I don't care.
Yeah.
Because we just need to work some things out amongst sister friends, and that is okay. That is okay. You hold space where you need to hold space, and thank you, Erin, for holding and creating a space for us as Black women.
Yeah, I thank you. And I think that I've had other Black women, other people try to explain why we should have white women on the show, but I just feel that's just not what it is. So it is what it is. I mean, when it grows, it probably is going to be a problem. I'm not just screaming it saying, oh, we're just for Black people, but it's implied. I mean, we're trying to amplify Black women's voices. And that's the audience I'm trying to reach. So, and when I do get comments, because we're out here, we've put ourselves out here. Most of the negative comments, if I've had any, the few that I've had, are always from men. So
really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. It's just like, I don't even know why you're in the conversation, sir. But
I would hope because they are trying to learn something, because they have some Black women in their lives that they want to protect and that they want to understand better.
And I don't necessarily think it's I don't know if it's Black men all the time. All I know is it's men. So yeah. So I don't care. Like, I'm not getting riled up about that. It's engagement as far as it's engagement. It's good or bad, it's engagement. So
that part you're learning. You might be new in these YouTube streets, but you've got that one down, y'all. Let them do what they're gonna do. Let them show themselves who they are in these YouTube streets, because people don't forget.
Different shades of brown. It's a question somebody asked, what about a different shade of brown? Are we allowed? As long as you are of African descent, yes, I feel it's for Black women, right? And you know, it's not for Indian women, it's not for Latin women, it's for African American or African women. That's what it's for. I think we have a very unique experience that is unlike any other, especially in this country. So
Well, hold tight right there, Aaron. I've got to say a special thanks to Coffee No Cream. Thank you, Sister Friend. Thank you, thank you for becoming my second paid member. Plus, we've got 5 gifted memberships from Gemini Diva 79. Y'all, thank you for this boost and this encouragement. You can spend your dollars however you so desire, but I thank you for just blessing of this channel and this platform. And it is, thank you for encouraging me. Thank you. Thank you, Coffee No Cream with an E. Thank you both. I am so happy to know both of you. And I got connected to both of you in roughly the same week or so ago. I think that it's been.
does Coffee No Cream with an E have a channel?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
cool. Okay.
And it too is in its infancy.
Mm-hmm.
And the difference, she is not a podcaster. She is focusing at this moment on shorts, but Coffee No Cream with an E, Candy K, wants you to join me and co-host. And so we can get you out in these YouTube streets as well, because you have way over the required 50 subscribers in order to go live, friend.
Is that what it is? You have to have over 50 to go live? I don't even know this stuff. This is so funny. I'm just learning. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Well, I have been on the journey for over a year now, about a year and 6 months at this moment. And I also have a little episode. We're up to episode 12 of Shop Talk. It's my virtual content creator makerspace, where we just discuss things like there were new policies that went into effect about YouTube as of July the 15th. Like this just happened last week. And so the whole YouTube, all channel owners were very concerned about that, because they said,
I heard AI thing. I haven't.
Yeah, it had a lot to do with AI and AI trash that AI can churn out.
Yeah.
Because we have an endless amount of data available to us from all over the world instantaneously. Right. And so they're saying that they're getting rid of most of that, because some of that has ended up being monetized channels. Yeah. And so they're cracking down on that, and they're just kind of reaffirmed their values. But y'all check out episodes 7 and 8 of Shop Talk if you're concerned about the policies, and check out Shop Talk. I have 3 episodes a week, and we're up to episode 12, and it's going great. It's going really great. So check that out with me, y'all. Drop in the chat. I'm going back through, but I would rather, if you have a question, because there were some questions I was trying to hold as we finish this conversation, and y'all, we will be wrapping up at 15 past the hour. So if you would re-ask those questions now so that they're right at the bottom of my chat, then that will help me get them to the screen. So these are questions for Aaron about anything, if we have not already answered it.
And thank you, Coffee No Cream with an E, for subscribing. I appreciate you.
Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely.
It's hard to get subscribers. I realize now.
Ning's Black Eye also is a new subscriber of yours on your side.
Who?
Ning's Black Eye.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. I really, I so appreciate it. I really do, because I'm learning, and now I make sure of it. I'm more cognizant when you're like scrolling past someone on any of these platforms, and you're like, oh, that was funny. And then you scroll, you keep going, but you don't like it or subscribe. And it's just like, that person worked hard on that. Like, so I'm like, okay, I get it now. Why are people always saying, please like, please subscribe? And then they say, don't say that. I've heard that. But you know what? One of the biggest podcasts that I watch, he says it all the time. In fact, it's the first thing that he says, right? Because he wants people to understand, listen, that simple free thing that you did, it means a lot. It's going to help us be better. So I'm cognizant of that. If I like a video, I thumbs up it now. I most of the time thumbs upping from my other YouTube channel, but I never did anything. It's just got all my history in it. So I've got to build up this one. But yeah, it's hard to get subscribers. So if you got 100 subscribers or 500 or 1,000, over 1,000 like you, my goodness, that feels so good to us. I get it now. I totally understand.
And I am eternally grateful to each and
Yeah.
every person that took the extra effort, because suppose you were watching on your television and it's across the room and you don't know how to do that with the remote, but some kind of a way you wanted to subscribe to Kendi K all day. Y'all, I am so grateful for you doing that. And it's called a call to action. When you ask people to hit that like button, when you ask people to subscribe, and y'all don't forget to hit the bell to be notified when we go live, when we drop new content for you. Do all of the things because we want to connect with you as part of our community. We're growing a community here, one subscriber and one channel member at a time. And so thank you for that. Brit Family Fun is in the building and she is enjoying both of us. She is one of my sister friends and who I see the time. Brit Family Fun, it is just about time for Coach Means workout. You might be finished by now. I don't know what time zone you're in, friend, but yeah. Happy workout. Happy workout. Friends, if you have any other questions, I'm going back through the chat. I am terrible at the chat and monitoring it for questions. People are wishing you kudos for getting over 100 and you picked up some subscribers.
Thank you. I did. Thank you guys so much.
Y'all, I noticed folks dropping all day in the chat. So Nightbot is turned off, but I must have not done something right with the command for Nightbot because it's still dropping the reminder for you to put that keyword in the chat, but it's not working because I turned off Nightbot. So you won't be able to drop your channel link because the only channel link we're dropping today is Coffee No Cream, because she is our featured panel guest. So it might be a little different for folks because normally when I am doing the other program that I do, Shop Talk, where we talk shop about content creation, I invite that as a collaboration space. I invite you to come up and join the panel. And we've gotten, I think, to 5 people at the same time on the panel, sharing out their channel, talking about their channel, and whatever our topic is for today, we just, volley it around and talk about it. And then in the chat, if you don't want to come up on panel, I allow you to connect through the chat by dropping your channel link using an AI app called Nightbot.
Oh, okay.
So y'all check that out. If you're not familiar with it, that's too much content space. I want to spend this time asking Erin some more questions, and so you can vibe with her personality in the same way that I am all locked in on Erin's content on Coffee No Cream, because Lord knows we have coffee no cream moments way too often. Way too often. So I'm going back to the top to look, but you all drop them again at the bottom. I caught that too, Lala. Erin is self-employed. She now runs her own company and it's a tech company and she does all the things. And so that, wow, hashtag goals for me. I do consulting on the side, not in technology. I will quickly call in forces to support me on that work if you need help with technology, because I don't do that. I don't do that at all. So, but you find people that do, and I love supporting small businesses. I love supporting women-owned, for sure, veteran-owned, Black-owned. I love supporting small business because I spend so many of my dollars at Walmart, definitely not at Target, not for Kendi K, and definitely at Costco and Sam's Club, too many of my dollars. So I'm intentional by supporting my local farmers market during the spring, summer, and fall, and then also small businesses. I'm also a proponent of independent media. What are your thoughts on independent media, Erin? Do you have any thoughts?
I'm not a big I always tell this to my father because I would come home from California or I'd come home from wherever and he'd be like, he watches the news too much. And I think media is it. I I talk about this in my story. So because I majored in journalism back in the day and I wanted to be Black Barbara Walters, but didn't become Black Barbara Walters because I do not like politics and current events like that. So it's just I never did. So independent media is fabulous to me because I mean, yes, obviously everything is skewed. I mean, the network media is skewed. So I mean, more skewed than independent media. So I love what's going on in the world right now. I love the opportunity and how the internet has basically opened up doors for people.
It has smashed down doors. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, and the monopoly is just kind of falling apart. So I do appreciate that. And it gives me a good reason to get back on the microphone and do the things that I always wanted to do but didn't want to do them in that way. So yeah.
Love that. I feel the same way. But I love independent media. Shout out to independent media. And two of my favorites, y'all already know, Roland Martin Unfiltered, otherwise known as Black Star Network, and Don Lemon. Y'all, I love Don Lemon.
Don,
His
yes.
authentic self.
And I love how they just are getting fired, him and Joy Reid, and like they're fired, and that's fine. But you know what? It's just like go start your own thing, right?
Yes.
And that's like part of my thing, even with what I do, because I talk about, I had to get fired too. I got fired. Part of my journey is being fired, right? I was fired.
Yeah.
And this is not my first business. This is my technically my second business. I had a clothing line and for many years. And so which made, caused me to file bankruptcy and I was foreclosed on. I mean, I've been through it. I've had the things happen as an entrepreneur. But you have opportunities and everything that happens to us is a lesson. So, you can't let it get you down. Just gotta, get yourself back up, pivot, regroup, and get back out there. I mean, honestly.
Yeah. And thank you for sharing that with transparency, Erin, because so many people think, we hear that over and over in these YouTube streets as smaller and or new content creators, treat this as a business, grow your brand. You are your brand. But y'all, there are real finances involved. You've got to get some contracts with somebody or some handshakes with somebody and hope that they pay the bill for your good services. All of those things. But you probably want to get something up in front of that, but unless they are a much bigger entity than that's how I do my contracting process. If it's one-on-one, one individual, me as a independent consultant and you as a small business owner, yeah, I'm gonna need a deposit on that before I start the work, and here are the terms, and I'm going to get several payments until you've shown me your ability to pay and respect my work, and as I respect you and your work and your business. But I mostly work with much larger things, and that's what my plan is. I plan to probably work the next 5 to 7, but emphasis on 5, working for someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to continue to expand and grow my consulting side of things.
Yeah.
And so I do hope to retire early. I will. Let me check that. I will retire myself early. And
from that, maybe.
From that grind of working for someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do my consulting work. And so that is going right for me. That feels really good for me. Is it hard? Yes. Do I have enough hours in the day? No, because I still work full time, but I must still give my best product to my customers. And I do just that. I strive to do that work.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, the internet will also have people confused, especially people who don't understand. And I shared my story, more of my story, which more and more will come out, because I just have so many stories. I can't sit here and tell you what happened over the last 50 years in one podcast. But I shared that story about what I was doing and what led to, bankruptcy and all that in my last episode of my podcast. And I'll talk more tomorrow, because it'll be a solo podcast this week as well. But I think a lot of times on social media, and we see so many people faking and fronting and perpetrating and all of the things. And, business is real. There's real, you make money, but, you got to pay the government, you got to pay your bills, you got to pay people to help you help yourself. And it's not always so cut and dry. Like, even if you're okay, so you have 1 million followers. Now what? You're getting brand deals. Do you know how to secure a brand deal properly? Do you know how to negotiate? Have you ever done a contract of any kind? I mean, there's just a lot of learning involved with it. And I think people make it seem so easy. But it was easier to some people is just to go collect a paycheck. And that's fine too. It takes all kinds to make the world go round, you know? But I got knocked on my ass, and I was like, okay, Dad was pissed at me for a year. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. And I had to ask my dad for money. He was so frustrated with me, but I just could not. I could not go back and work for somebody else. And I shouldn't say that, because if I have to, I have to. But I've managed to be self-employed. And then I finally started the Rebel Geek business in 2012, and it's been profitable every single year. So, you just have to figure it out, but you can't be so, I guess, bamboozled sometimes by people on the internet. Like, do this, do that. I make this, I do that. None of it is that easy. None of it is
probably not even that true. It might not be that true. Is probably one of the things that I would tell you. It's probably not that true.
It's like, I was watching this guy on TikTok, and I was like, oh, he's interesting. He was talking about finances or something. And he's like, I went from having $6 in my savings account to I have, whatever, all this money. And I'm not charging for it. But then, though, he was like, yeah, but if you just save up, $5,000 or something, it was like, sir, like, what are you talking about? You said your hook was you had $6 and now you have millions or whatever it is. But wait, you forgot about that very important middle step of, okay, well, then you've got to save up like $6,000 to even be able to play ball with you the way you're going to tell us to do. Like,
exactly.
You gotta just know that it's all work. It's all work.
It's all work. It is all work. And you're not going, especially as a business owner, right? Yeah. You're going to work way more than 40 hours a week if you're trying to own your own business. If you are a business owner, you're on most weeks until you get that thing up and off the ground where you are replacing a full-time salary and things like that. And like you said, then you've got to hire teams of people to support you, because that means you're getting a more clientele, all of the things. Yeah. So I'm just getting into that, where I am hiring folks who support my work and are joining my team. And y'all, I've had a lot of success with hiring folks, and then folks that I never would have thought they would have dropped the ball in the manner that they did. But I still had to pick it up, because these are my clients. They are representing me and my work. And I can never let any one person who is not doing what they need to do in a professional way, I can't let them affect my good name and my brand on that. Yeah, so it's not as easy as it looks. And it certainly is not as easy as folks in the YouTube streets will talk about it. It is not. And in fact, you should question that if they're trying to make it sound that easy.
Yeah,
What's
I
your
have an
question?
assistant, and we've been in and out of slow, not so slow, slow, not so slow, because we lost a substantial piece of business last year, and which is fine with me because I'm working on something else, but still working, obviously. But I feel responsible for that girl. So
Mhm.
like, she's still getting paid. I mean, are you guys serious about your business? Are you serious about your business? Like, some people have been like, okay, girl, sorry. Yeah, I can't. She's out. But that girl has been so loyal to me. I remember she got her apartment got broken into, and I had bought her a laptop computer. I bought her a
Mhm.
MacBook because she needed a computer, and I rely on her, and she has been so good to me. I was like, okay, I'm going to buy her a MacBook. And then
Mhm.
her apartment got broken into, and the MacBook was stolen. And what did I have to do? I had to buy her another MacBook. Right. I mean, like, this is what it takes sometimes, like, because good people are not like
Not in
everywhere.
2025. It is
Mm-mm.
hard to find workers.
And people
It
are
is hard.
delusional. These people do not want to work. So, I mean, like, you just have to know there's just certain responsibility. People are counting on you. You
Mhm.
need those people in position when stuff is ready to pop off. You need to be ready to go. Like, how serious do you take your business?
Yeah.
So it's not that easy.
So tell us, we know we can catch you tomorrow for coffee
Wednesday.
no
What's today? Monday? Wednesday.
on Wednesday.
It's Monday.
Y'all, Miss Kendi K is being a woman of a particular age, y'all. The things that I have to write down now
Yeah.
in order to remember them. So we know we can catch you on Wednesday
Mm-hmm.
for Coffee No Cream for your weekly podcast. Just so be on the lookout for that, friends, on most platforms, including YouTube.
Yes.
And do you know yet what your topic is for the week? Do you want to tease that, or tell us what's coming up then for end of July and August? What
It's
what
good.
what do you have in mind?
I have more great interviews coming. And my topic for this Wednesday is going to be more about my story. Actually, that seemed to perform kind of well, right? And that's something that I have to learn, because I'm just like, oh, I need a guest all the time. No, I don't. You know, I love having guests, and primarily we'll have guests, but I want you guys to know more about me and my story, and why I'm the person that God gave this vision to, and why I'm the person to do this work that I aim to do. So yeah, it will be more about me and my journey, which has been very interesting. I have a pretty, it's one of the things I tell people. I've dealt with a lot of, and I'm talking about work and having your own business, but professional self-worth issues was a huge thing for me when I left corporate, and working on that and trying to heal from my work-related trauma. So I like to speak on that actually quite a bit. So but I've had a pretty extensive career. So
Mhm.
sounds sexier than it was.
Same,
Yeah.
and I'm still in one of them, so I can't speak about that one. But that is a part of the consulting work that I do now, is trying to pave the way for women, for Black women, for women of color,
Mhm.
for people of color in the workplace. Because when
Mhm.
you experience so much stress, it is what it is. It is now a toxic work environment
Yeah.
that is hazardous to your health.
And I think for me, since I was 5 years old, because our parents moved us out to the suburbs, and you're talking about the late 70s, right? Early 80s. And I'm the only Black kid being called the N-word, from a very young age. And then you have all this the trauma that you have to deal with and you have to reconcile. So, and actually I didn't even realize that until I started working with my therapist over the last few years, how traumatic that was, right? So yeah, I'm just way really just this is what I really am interested in talking about right now, and not bashing, but how we can heal, and share stories and have that kind of kitchen table talk with each other in a safe space.
Yeah. It goes deep. It goes deep. And you realize how much trauma you experience, not even as an adult in the workplace, but y'all, this foolishness, and foolishness is too small of a word for it, but this discrimination, overt and covert, has gone on since elementary school. Right?
Yeah.
Certainly junior high for me. Certainly.
Yeah. And just getting the tools and I'm working on some things, that I'll introduce as they come. I'm working on some stuff right now. So, we need our own spaces. That's all.
Well, friends, I am entirely tapped in and locked in with Erin from Coffee No Cream Live, the podcast. Friends, y'all check her out. 10 out of 10. Kendi K highly, highly recommends. You won't be disappointed. And if you are, come talk to me about it, because there's something that I need to help you understand why this is one that you want to hit subscribe to. But hopefully you already saw that, and I know that so many have. We wish you all the best. We're a minute over. And thank you all. Stay hydrated, folks. It's hot out there. And y'all, get yourself some more of Coffee No Cream in your life. And I'm talking about none other than our guest here today, Erin. Y'all, goodbye for now. Thank you for rocking and riding with us.
Bye.
Thank you.